Right, hello. I'm David from Curtin&Co Developments. Many thanks for coming to our online exhibition. As you see in front of you, this is the how-to guide, and this will help you navigate the software. Throughout the session, please use the questions box to ask us a few questions throughout the session. We will not respond during the session, but we will respond after at the very end. This is how you can ask questions here. And then step 3 is, if you notice the other section, this is the handout section. So this will have the exhibition banners where you can download all the material, which will be useful for you to look at it in your own time. So many thanks for bearing with us as we're trying to involve as much of the community as possible during these current difficult times. Just as a reminder, please visit our dedicated project website, where again you'll be able to view all of the documents, and there will be a recording of this which will be on the website shortly. Once the session has ended, we will give you an opportunity to provide feedback. So make sure you don't close the browser too shortly afterwards, so you can give us your feedback. So as I said earlier, I'm David Sheckliff from Curtin&Co Developments. Alongside me today are a number of my colleagues who will be able to explain the proposals in detail as well. My colleague here is Catherine. So Catherine is our planning consultant. So Catherine should be able to talk now.
I certainly can. Thank you very much. And thank you for the introduction.
No worries, no worries. And my other colleague who will be going through the presentation as well is Paul.
Hello, everybody.
And he is our architect. So here we go. So welcome. Thanks for attending our scheme, our exhibition presentation about the redevelopment of the Avenue. As I said, we welcome feedback throughout, so please use that feedback, that question box throughout the whole presentation. Curtin&Co Developments are a residential property group. We're experienced in not only building new homes, but also supporting local communities, which I'm sure you will all appreciate. Now, I'm sure many people know the site in detail. As you can see on the banner, it is in central London. It's currently office buildings, but we feel we can make a better use of this site. And as you all know, this is what it looks like at the moment. Surely we can do stuff a lot better. So this is what we're looking to propose. But before that, why do we need to develop? Why is there a need? Clearly, the UK housing market needs more homes. That's because there's a lack of homes being built for a long time, but also younger people are renting and need to fill. Some of them want to get onto the property ladder, and we're trying to encourage that, and I'll explain that in more detail later. Obviously, lots of people are living longer, hence there is a need for more homes. And as I said, there's a generation rent where a number of these individuals, not all of them, but a number of the individuals want to own their own home. And as we all know, all of the main political parties encourage development, and we feel our site is a good site. So the proposal itself is to demolish the existing buildings and redevelop the site into 500 affordable homes. Affordable means a lot of things to lots of different people, and I'll explain that shortly. So this scheme is divided up into shared ownership, where, as you can see, 200 units will consist of 1 and 2 beds. This is the kind of stuff that you've probably heard on the news in terms of Help to Buy, where it's a foot onto the ladder at the very beginning. We are also providing affordable rent. Again, as you can see, the breakdown here, there are 300 affordable rent properties. Obviously, the Mayor of London is very supportive of this model, and I hope you can understand that this is a good scheme providing affordable homes to many people. There's a few shots where we've developed before. We can do modern developments, but also in keeping with the local surrounding. And as everyone is probably interested, this is the kind of thing we're looking at, which hopefully you will agree will look very nice. So I'm going to pass to my colleague Catherine, who will be able to explain in more detail why this scheme is a great example for a car-free development.
Well, hello everyone, and firstly, thank you for joining us today in slightly different circumstances to those which we would normally be in, but also for allowing me to explain some of the more detailed points of the application. Firstly, I would like to say that we are aiming for a zero carbon development for the whole development, and that's been designed with future generations in mind. So part of that is car-free development, but that's only one part as well. We're also looking at much wider sustainable measures. We think that attitudes have been changing over the years, particularly in cities with regards to car developments. We don't feel that now everybody needs a car in London. So instead we have a car club on site, and we have significant contributions to public transport as part of the wider application. We know that younger and older people are now moving away from private cars to sustainable shared transport, which also helps us to engage with neighbours so that we're talking to people more, which is even more important at the moment. And we are doing everything that we can to support that choice. In addition, in terms of sustainability, we have chosen materials, building methods, and implemented a sustainable energy strategy to make sure that our children benefit from the choices that we're making now. And I think that's something that resonates with everyone at the moment. If anyone has any further questions with regards to the planning or sustainability options, then of course I'm more than happy to answer them individually after this session, and I look forward to hearing your questions so that I can come back to you on a personal basis. David, is that helpful?
That's many thanks, Catherine. That's quite detailed. As Catherine said, please feel free to drop as many questions as you wish during the session, and we will come back to you after the session with detailed responses. So thanks very much for that, Catherine. I will now pass on to my other colleague, Paul, who will explain what we are looking to propose in terms of the design element.
Thank you, David. We're developing in London, as you know, and London's skyline is dotted with iconic buildings that define architecture in so many different forms. And as a location, this particular site, located in Oxford Street as it is, located in Hanover Square as it is, those links that it has right in the centre of London, provides us with an opportunity to do something iconic, something quite landmark in terms of design and quality of provision. We feel very strongly that in providing affordable housing, under no circumstances should the quality of the delivery be any less than it would be for other sorts of development. And so the investment that's intended by the developer in this site to create a landmark building of quality design that will stand out not just in terms of quality of a place to live in, quality of a place to look at, quality of a place to be, but actually make the place in which people live and enjoy their lives becomes an important factor in how we bring together all of the elements of design, both external, in terms of how the building will look, the materials that we will use to make it fit, not just in the character of the area, but to take the character of the area also forward positively, with a real contribution to the community in which these buildings will sit. Also internally, how the building is set out and laid out so that the rooms, the building itself inside is of such quality that people enjoy living in the spaces that we will create, that the building is serviced well, that the building is designed well with both lift shafts and organisational structure within inside the building to make it a real quality place to live. We're talking about 500 homes, which will be in itself a community. And so bringing it all together in the design, in the quality of the architecture we provide for our client, the developer, is a fundamental part of what our ambition is for this site, We want it to be iconic for London, but also a place that is a really amazing, enjoyable, quality place to live. And that's our intention in supporting this development and working for Curtin&Co developments. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Paul. That's very helpful. I noticed that there's a number of questions, so thanks very much for providing those. As I said, we'll respond at the end after the session with detailed responses. A number of people have asked when we are looking to submit, so I can answer that now. As you can see, this is the timetable that we're going through. We're looking to submit early June, so all of your feedback will be reviewed throughout this period between now and then, and we will make amendments where necessary, and any suggestions would be helpful going forward. There also is a number of questions I see coming up in terms of who decides the application. Obviously, this is in the power of the local council. The local council will decide, and hopefully they can see the benefits that we can see, but the power is in their hands as such. There are a number of different questions relating to all sorts in terms of construction and design, and once again we will respond to those after the session. So that concludes our online exhibition. I hope you found that useful, but it demonstrates that we can still consult during these difficult times, and I hope you all stay safe, and as I said, we'll get back to you with the individual questions.